Okay. Are we recording? Okay, let me call the meeting to order. It's a regular board meeting of the Northern Guam Soil and Water Conservation District. It's Tuesday, November 7th, 2024, and it's 4:05 p.m. At the University of Guam College and Natural and Applied Sciences Building, room 126. Let's do a roll call.
Chairman Joe Santos,
Present.
Director Katrina Regis,
Present.
Director Tom Tanaka,
Present.
Director Marlene Revo. Director Marlene.
Here, I'm present. Sorry, I had to unmute.
No problem. Director Norma Castillon, absent. Staff Jenilyn Abanales, present. Staff Savannah Garcia,
Present.
and our UOG advisor, Dr. Robert Bavacqua.
Present.
Okay, so let's go into the reading of the last meeting minutes. Actually, it's online. We didn't get to print it out. Why don't we review it and then we'll act on it on the next meeting, which will be December 3rd.
Mhm.
December 3rd of this coming. For this December. We'll that and this meeting's minutes we'll have it available and we can go to it and accept it into record. On the district chair's report, here's the upcoming events that are happening. We have the joint annual meeting. It's for November 21st. It's going to be held at room 104. We need to know who's going to be present because it's a joint annual meeting. We have to have both districts in order to hold the joint annual meeting have quorum. And so we need to know who's going to be present at that meeting. I'll be present. It's November 21st.
I'm just booking the next December meeting as well. Right now, it's like
Okay.
right, so I make sure. I was a little bit surprised today. Sorry about that. So November 21.
November 21st. It's going to be in room 104.
What time?
It's gonna be
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Okay.
So part of that joint annual meeting is doing projects that
Oh, this is a partners meeting.
this is
Yeah.
no, this is not a partners meeting.
Okay.
This is a joint meeting of both boards. It's a requirement by law in order for us to hold the meeting and discuss what we're going to do as a collective for the districts. But it also includes approving a budget for the districts. Even though we go separate budgeting, we still have to approve the budget of what we're going to do because of the combined efforts of the projects that we're going to work on. And this is for fiscal year 2026, which has to be turned into UOG president by January.
So I'll be preparing the draft and then I'll give it to you and Joe to review it. And then that's what we're going to present.
So I just need to know who's going to be present there because we need to make sure we have quorum. It's November 21st.
Yeah, I just booked it, so I don't have anything going on.
Okay.
Today, so
I will be off island, but I will attend via Zoom.
Okay, Director Revo.
One moment. Oh, Director Marlene.
I'll be present. No, I typed it on the chat because I'm having connectivity issues here in my office. I'll be present.
Okay, so we have quorum. We just need a minimum of 3 directors to be there for the time the whole time, and we're trying to keep it to 1 hour, even though we're scheduled for 2 hours. Hopefully, it stays under 1 hour. The other thing they wanted to know is, do we want to have some type of meeting support, like food to be brought in, for kind of like a dinner or a light dinner? Do we want anything brought in for that joint meeting? If not, then you're on your own.
but it's only 4 to 5, right?
4 to 6, but it's 4 to 6. But we try to keep it under 1 hour.
I'll send you the agenda.
Okay, so just if not, we'll just say, okay, we're gonna do it at room 104, and you just bring your own mail. We don't need to bring any other thing from there. The farmers stress out outreach workshop is already completed. This is between the partnership between agriculture and the northern, the both districts were given money by agriculture as a partner to do a farmer stress outreach workshop, and it's been completed. The report has been completed, and it's closed out. So we're done with that. I just wanted to make sure you guys understand that. The perimeter fencing grant, again, we're applying for two grants, but this one specifically is only for an acre or less. Currently, Savannah is working at NRCS and on the standing operating procedure for that. We do have a contractors list that's completed. I think, yeah, we do have a contractors list that's completed, and there's currently a wait list of 34 people that are yeah. So anyways, Erica, I recommended a padlock, potluck, not padlock, potluck for that, but I don't know if we want, do you guys want to have a gathering? What day is that? The 21st?
That's for the joint, that's Thursday.
Thursday. So what, going back to that, yes or no? No?
Potluck, no potluck.
I mean, if it is, and I'll bring something. If it isn't, then I'm not gonna bring anything. I mean, I'm okay either way. But yeah, it's early.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be here.
Something simple. I mean, the district can probably provide some light refreshments, possibly. Doesn't have to be heavy.
Director Revo, you have any
Suggestions?
suggestions?
Okay. Finger foods, from Mezcla, they have a good offering, right? So just but not too much, because I think that, like the last one that we had at the hotel, man, that was so much food. And even the one at Dusitani, I don't know who does the menu planning, but it's just too much food. So if it's just gonna be us, maybe just eat, like vegetable
Oh, finger food, what you're saying.
Oh, jerk.
It's just us.
Just them, like
Yeah.
10 people.
trays, that would
Seven.
suffice.
Including
Yes.
the
Okay.
16 times they have the same amount of.
Yeah,
I think they have staff. No, so 17.
Okay, something like maybe Subway sandwiches or the Market Deli Cheso. And we'll just look at the
well,
quotes.
we'll look at that and provide it out to you guys that this is what we're gonna have and we get.
Okay.
But again, it's they're recommending a potluck but we should do finger food, light refreshments along with that. But going back to the perimeter fencing grant, one of the things we're doing is the standing procedure, but we also need to get with the hardware companies to make sure that that's available, or the materials are available for them to go ahead and pick up. And again, we want to be able to not money to do any transfer of money via directly to an individual. We can do it via the hardware companies, where we give the hardware company the how much it would cost to do a 1 acre perimeter fence.
But that would be, I mean, to me, right, that'd be hard to manage, if we're the ones paying the paying up
Vendor.
for the materials, right? Because then just making sure you budget everyone correctly or whatever. I don't know how are we doing it's based on the contractor's proposal on the installation, and then it's better just to pay the contractor than to pay the
Yes.
contractor directly. And they go out and they, if they submit a proposal to do the work, then
Because
you
it's
can pay-
it's a federal grant.
yeah.
You have to make sure they meet the federal requirements.
Yeah, so basically what they do is they submit a proposal to perform the services. And then they just as a condition on the contract, it has to meet, they have to get inspected and meet the guidelines. And then once that's met and Jay from NRCS signs off on that, then they submit an invoice for that portion of the work and we pay it.
Okay, can I make a recommendation too, since we're in this topic?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I did my, remember I did my research. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I know it's a touchy subject, but I'm going to address it anyway. Based on my research, actually, us being board members, we are required to make disclosures, right? And I read on the ethics law, the only disclosure we are required to make is just the form that we submit to GEC. So let's say, for example, with you, Director Tanaka, I strongly feel that you're, no, 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 hold on.
What we're talking about is just having, generally, the
No, no,
contract.
I know. Yes, I know. Okay, can you let me, can you let me finish?
Hang on one second. The
Yeah,
contractor,
yeah, just,
if you're talking about disclosures, I'm not gonna participate.
no,
Contractor just
okay, no,
provides a proposal to the farmer submits it to the board, the board approves or disapproves or challenges or make recommendations, and then once it's approved, then he gets with
okay.
his contractor, he installs the fence, and as long as Jay
Yeah,
signs off.
yes, but
Okay.
also, yes, I agree, Director. Let me finish. Okay, so I know Director Castillion also has a construction company, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which board. All I'm saying is that when I did my research, the only disclosure any one of us are required to make is just the disclosure at the GEC. There's no additional disclosure required of us, any board members. And then I also found that we can actually make a sole source procurement. It is also in that ethics law. The memo that I propose is exactly the memo that's
Director Marlene, you're breaking up a bit.
contracting. It's called determination of finding memo, meaning was it we term says that at the time the application was submitted, can you guys hear me? The prices
No.
were very low, so it made sense that we could service that many, right? So now fast forward to meet that, Director Tanaka's recommendation to give the contract to a contractor is the best way to do it, because it's going to be easier to manage the contract that way. And then also because the contractor will do the supplies procurement, they may be able to get it at a lower price because they're going to be buying in bulk.
So I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where Director Tanaka is coming from. This is why we said we're gonna work on an SOP, complete that SOP, bring it up to the board, and the board can either approve or disapprove or amend the standing procedure of how we're gonna proceed forward with executing this particular grant and making sure that the individuals get it. We'll look at the different avenues that we can work on. Again, options are that, like what Director Tanaka mentioned, and you agree with, is that have the contractor be the one to do that. We do have a list of all the contractors that can do fencing, so that's not an issue at all. We can also do it where we deal with the to make sure that the materials are available, because if the materials are not available, doesn't matter if we give out the grant, if they can't complete the grant by a certain time or the fencing by a certain time, then we may lose out on the grant itself, or request for exceptions to gather an extension. So we need to first come up with the standing procedure of how we want to proceed forward, and then the board will make the decision. And more than likely, we can do it by the next meeting time, where we have all our ducks in line, and bring that forward to the board and have the board review it, so it can be approved and we can move forward with maybe a Christmas thing where these 34 individuals or plus 34 plus individuals may have the opportunity to get fencing by Christmas time through that process. But again, we're just informing you that this is being massaged, worked out, and making sure that we complete this action, and more than likely we'll provide it by December 3rd, so we can review it beforehand, and then approve the standing procedure so we can move forward from there.
Yes, and one last point, Chair, that I wanted to make in terms of the money being spent. As long as we award the contract, that money is considered spent, even if the farmer hasn't completed the installation. For as long as the contract is already in place, it is already.
NRCS has to sign off on it. So if they don't execute it and complete the project and NRCS doesn't sign off on it, it's not completed, even though you expend the money. The
They-
problem is you need.
No,
the-
I understand. I
only
understand what you're
annual
saying,
plan.
but what I'm saying, it's two different things. So spending the money, meaning obligation, so the contract is awarded, the money is spent. Completing the project, that's the installation, you're absolutely correct. The NRCS has to verify and validate that it's completed. But for us, so if we are able to award the contracts before the grant money expires, then we don't need to ask for extension to award the contracts for the money. The only extension we're going to have to request for is the installation, the completion. It's two parts.
But it doesn't matter. It's still an extension that we have to go with. And we don't want to do that because this is an annual grant. We want to proceed with it. We want to close out one and begin another from there. But that's it. We will massage it on the SOP and then you will bring it out to you guys. You guys, the board members will look at it and approve or disapprove or amend whatever needs to be amended from there. Okay. Director Tanaka, comments? No, it's okay. No worries. Okay. Yes.
Is the SOP that I sent the board okay? And that I know it needs to be a little bit more specific, but is that what we can currently utilize?
No, it needs
For
to be a little
now?
bit more specific.
Okay,
I mean,
we can be more specific.
we'll revisit it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which SOP is that, Jen?
The tree that I sent, the chart that I sent everyone.
Okay, is that SOP for the board or for the perimeter fencing?
Only perimeter fencing.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Just review it and we'll provide a draft final standing procedure before December 3rd, so you can review it. Make sure you have the opportunity to review it because we're not gonna review it at the meeting. We're gonna say yes or no to moving forward with that because we want to move forward with the grant. We already received the grant. Now we just have to make sure we massage it and make sure we're following the appropriate guidelines and so on. So let's move on to the next subject matter, which is the agricultural census. Again, we're pushing the agricultural census so we can get as many people on Guam to become to participate in it. We want to. I think the goal is to make it. What is it, above 5,000? But we want more, and in line with that. And remember, you don't have to be a bona fide farmer. You just have to be able to show that you made $1,000 or more in money from the thing, and it's just $1,000. You can turn around and include in-kind services as part of the cost, but you can participate in the agricultural census. And so we need to pass that around.
I
Yes.
just remembered my question, sorry.
Okay.
When we're done, when you're done.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, so the budget on the funding on the grant is 200, you said? What is the funding that we have available for this perimeter fence grant? What was awarded that we can release? The amount.
The total amount is around 164,000.
But it's how many individuals?
Oh,
and that's what I'm
individuals?
just doing. I'm just kinda-
We've
so it's
aimed-
164, and you said there's 34 applicants?
Yeah, 34 in our current wait list.
There's a wait list.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm just trying to figure out so that's average on, 4,800
Per fence.
per farmer for 1,000, for 1 acre.
Yeah, but that
property.
may not be
48.
34. It's as funds
Yes.
become available,
Yeah.
whatever the contractor
Yeah.
uh,
No,
provides. So
I'm just trying to get an average
if
of
we-
what we need to,
if we exhaust the funding, we exhaust the money from there.
yeah.
Okay, so
707.
So the next one is another perimeter fencing, but it's similar to perimeter fencing, but it's under the Regional Conservation Protection Program. We've been awarded
Wait,
the-
sorry, Director Marlene had a question. Is the board allowed to apply for the perimeter fencing grant as well? If the board has farmers?
Pardon?
Since the board has farmers, are they allowed to apply for the perimeter fencing grant as well?
Farmers themselves?
The board directors?
if they're farmers, you're
Yes.
saying.
Mhm.
I don't see an issue. We just have to make sure we put it in the standing procedure. And remember, you're not applying as a board director, but you have to do a disclosure that you're a board member. And then remember we set the committee up where it involves other individuals involved in it
Selection.
that will do the selection. That's gonna be University of Guam, NRCS. Who else did we put down there? Agriculture,
North and south,
and the northern and southern
and APHIS.
representatives and APHIS. So there's members there, and all we have to do is if there's an individual there, they just disclose that they're applying for it, and if they get selected, they get selected. If they don't get selected, just make sure you do a disclosure, but we'll have it in the standing procedure. Does that answer your question? Director Evo?
She's walking right now.
Okay, so let's just move up to the Regional Conservation Protection Program. Again, we're one of the awardees of close to 700,000. And we need to negotiate and discuss how we're going to, with the RCPP representative, which is Scott Turgan.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what-
we're
how to
gonna
say this last name.
discuss with him how we're gonna be able to use the funding. Remember, it's not only fencing, it's also reforestation, protecting an asset or an endangered species area that we may want to take care of. We can include some of the areas that we may want to deal with in terms of reforestation, going back into reforestation of certain areas, like helping the Island Grow Power in terms of what they're doing on their program for reforestation. So those things can be worked out within that 700,000, and we can negotiate and discuss. We're going to negotiate and discuss it with the RCPP representative. Now let's. Anything else with this? There's nothing else, right?
For RCPP, that also includes, well, you can see the forms here. Everything in description and goals and objectives of what the RCPP is about. So it includes, it's called the Guahan Ecosystem Restoration and Stewardship Program. It aims to protect valuable agriculture and private land from invasive species while restoring our surrounding native limestone forests. So the main goals is invasive species removal, forest restoration, agricultural land protection, and basically education to farmers and community through workshops.
So what we want to do is also bring this up to the Invasive Species Council and see if they can fund maybe a matching for it, so we can move forward with other types of projects dealing with endangered species protection or invasive species removal of a certain area. And we may end up working that out as part of the option. But again, there's money that the Endangered Species Council receives, and we can bring this up as part of the project, as part of a project program within the Invasive Species Council.
Mhm.
So
The-
I have a question. So the WIVIC Foundation Vets to Depths was also a partner in this application. So how much is going to be allocated to procure the pig brig traps?
Don't know yet. The budget still needs to be discussed with the RCPP represent.
Okay.
Other than that, we're just hoping part of this RCPP is to support the perimeter fencing grant. So that's what we're hoping this will have as well, because the justification for the perimeter fencing is for, more than an acre, whereas the perimeter fencing
Well,
itself
it's
is.
less than 5 acres. I mean, less than 5 acres or less.
Mhm.
That we're looking at with this RCPP money, which is also involved in
5 acres or more.
yeah. No, I mean, it could be more, but we're looking at 518.
Capping, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll negotiate that and then come back to the board probably before December 3rd and bring it up to the board in terms of the status of where we're at in terms of this particular grant. Well, the treasurer will give her report.
In the checking account, we currently have $49,211. And 2,503.36.
Okay, and how do we get to 49,000?
Our expenditures.
No, I mean, we got the 40,000 from the
Oh,
NECD.
the 40,000 did come in
From the
from the
reimbursement.
reimbursement of the 40,000. So what we're doing is we're just reimbursing back to our accounts because we actually funded the money up front, everything.
Right.
So now all we're doing is taking that money and putting it back into our account.
Okay, guys, as if you can see, we're right now only at 50-some thousand of monies that we can use. We haven't yet received the release of the monies from the FY 2025 budget. So I asked the treasurer to go and check to see from accounting when we can receive that, because especially when you're dealing with employees, you need to make sure we fund them accordingly, and other programs that we involve. Like for instance, APHIS, we signed already an agreement with them, the cooperative agreement, that we're going to participate in and continue on the participation of the program. And I think we're due, what is it, 1/3 down, right? Is it 1/3?
Yes.
Yeah, about 1/3 down that we have to expend, and I'm trying to make sure we do that without hurting the salaries of the individuals. Plus, also we're sending two representatives to the coral reef meeting in Saipan, which will happen this next week. And so we're trying to make sure we balance how much money we actually expend in anticipation that we're gonna have monies reimbursed into us or provided to us based upon the budget that we received. By the way, on the budget, how much was the budget? 200,000, 240. What is it? Where's the budget amount here? Was it 200 and? It's how much was the total?
It's on my recommendation letter in the back of that.
$281,390.50.
Yeah, so it's what we received for the entire year was 281,000, but when we turn around and submitted it to the legislature, we gave a specific detail budget of what we're going to use the money for, and so we have to make sure we put that in the appropriate category. By the way, it should be there. You should have it.
Yeah, I gave him one.
Yeah,
No.
no, it's in there.
Sorry,
So-
that's a lot of paper.
Yes, there's a budget request in there listing the amount.
Did you turn it? No, it's in this document.
No,
Yeah, I'm looking for that, this one here.
yeah, one of the
Have to.
concerns that I also have is, our former advisor advised both the North and the South that we need to pay for this room. I don't know if that's still current, but yeah, the original creation where you will assume responsibility for it, because I remember reading that they'll provide an office facility for the district, but that's supposed to be at no cost. So
You're trying to charge us for this room now?
yeah, they're gonna.
UOG?
Yes.
Oh, really? What's the
So-
rate? What's the rate?
Go out the law.
So we have to review that, look at that, and look to see where we're going to use monies at accordingly. So again, we're looking at how we're going to use this budget and making sure we use it accordingly into based upon what we had requested for, and also matching the grants that we have, because we have to do a certain match with a lot of the grants that we're receiving or applying for. Okay, so thank you, Treasurer, for providing that information. Since there's no committee reports, we're going to go into old business in terms of the biosecurity workshop and the GIST meeting. It occurred on October 3rd at the Guam Museum, and the minutes are attached to it. we broke the committee into 4 standing committees. One of them is governance, and the district is involved in, the northern district is involved in governance, while the southern district is involved in
I think outreach.
outreach, outreach and what is it? Education and outreach. They're involved in education and outreach, and also we're involved in the governance aspect of it to make sure the appropriate staffing and the money is being used for that staffing. Also, the GIS, finally, the legislature fenced off the money that's being received by the what is it, the landing fees that goes towards the biosecurity division, and the legislature fenced it off that it can only be used for that purpose, because before it was used for other purposes other than the biosecurity
Yes.
program and for and GIS. Also, we've approved or the GIS approved, because we're voting members, that we're going to update the invasive species plan, management plan, which include some things in there. And what we want to do is we want to get the board members involved in it, because it's going to involve across the gamut of different types of invasive species, and then how to handle them and how to get rid of them, and what programs we need to get involved in to make sure we participate in it. Like I said, we have the RCPP program that's going to more than likely be an annual event, and so we want to include that as a matching to the GIS, so the GIS can use it as part of their proactive program use in terms of that happening.
The RCPP is a 5-year program,
Yeah.
700,000 split between the 5 years.
So just letting you aware of that. Let me see. The TA grant, the budget asked was 164,000 for 2024. The match is 44,000. So we need to we need to make sure we set aside 44,000 on the FY 2025 budget for this particular matching from there. You know, we wanted to do a secretary appointment backfill, because you know we don't want the treasurer to do. She's doing both the secretary and treasurer's work, and since we don't have, I would like to. Norma's not here, and was hoping, can you check to see if she's going to chime in?
Okay.
And we'll come back to that in terms of old business, but we wanted to backfill the position with Director Castillion. I did talk to her about it. She's agreed to do it, but she needs to be here to formally say she's accepting the position, and then we'll vote on allowing her to become the secretary of our district until the next election time, which is next year, by the way, August. Professor Bob, you need to make sure that, you know, because the UOG has to handle that. And we just need to know what support you need for that, and then providing you a registry list of district members so that you guys can conduct the election accordingly. Okay, so just bringing that up. On you, anything else on the old business? If there's nothing in old business, let's go to new business. We have the island-wide NGSWCD poster contest, and we're partnering with the Southern Guam. The Matsanao teacher had submitted work for this week, and the museum is aware of it. So the museum is collecting the information, or collecting the posters, and then we just have to assign an individual to pick it up, or make sure they collect that information, that poster, and the applicant accordingly, so that we can make sure that that's available. I did speak to the museum administrator, Miss Leona Young, and she turned around and said that, yeah, they'll collect it, but we just need to, what's the standing procedure of how we're going to collect it and receive it from them, but they're willing to go ahead and accept it. And so we're good to go from there. Hopefully we get more participants in it so that we can actually do an actual presentation there. The museum is also doing other artesian contests there in the area. So they're actually doing paintings and posters from other programs that they're doing down at the museum, and they'll be I think they're going to start doing it at the beginning of December timeframe. And so the lobby and the cafe will be used for that purpose to have people walk through if they want to walk through and look at paintings and posters of different types of activities. The FY 2025 budget breakdown, we attached it. I just need for you guys to look at it because that's really what we applied for and what was recommended in terms of the breakdown. In line with that, it's the NACD annual meeting. We only budgeted for 13,000 for that, and normally when you go to we expend what's our normal expenditure is about $5,000 per participant in it. So if we have 13,000, we only have a maximum of 2 individuals that can go unless we rebudget some of the funding around and look to see how we can do it. But remember, some of the monies that we're using here is not only for salaries for employees, but they're also for matching for federal grants. So we have to take that money and set that aside, and then whatever is remaining, we can reallocate to different. We can reallocate if we need to send additional individuals to the NACD meeting, which is happening in Utah, right? Salt Lake City, Utah, on February 8th. Also, the early bird registration ends December 20th. So we have to decide who's gonna go to that meeting, and then we need to look at the funding as to how that meeting, who's gonna be there in terms of attending it, and then us funding for an individual to attend the NACD meeting. So we actually we need a motion on this to make sure we can board members can attend. We won't designate who the board members are, but we can say that we only have 13,000, and if we decide we're going to send other individuals on it, we just have to the treasurer. The treasurer will go in and look to see how that's going to be moved around. Now, Jenilyn, our district manager, had done a memo, a recommendation memo. I don't know if you guys have a copy of it. It talks about how we need to break down the money and how we can use it accordingly in terms of funding for.
Under the recommendations.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, next break that, you got it right there.
What are the dates for the meeting in February, Chair?
February 8th. And then take one week from there, or 4 days.
8 to the 12th.
8 to the 12th.
8 to the 12th. Okay. Okay, thank you. Is it okay to make the motion now? Or
We're still on the budget, so everyone is currently reviewing the budget recommendations that I had sent this morning via email.
okay, I'm driving, so I can't toggle between screens right now. So yeah, I'll just wait. Thank you.
I just looked up, we are not using anything. That is just
Yeah, we have to, the only one that we can use is an online.
Yeah, no, because I use online for some of my stuff, and it's only $65 a month.
yeah, this one's the advanced one. The online is advanced, but that's the most. I did, there is this one.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. So there are other options. It doesn't have to be that much. I did print them. The lowest one is 330. That's a year. 610 and 930 and so forth. So whatever the board decides, it's just an estimation, not just, not a,
But we don't have such heavy accounting requirements, right? So.
But I think what we really need is payroll, because that way it automatically computes all the taxes
Yeah, but
and so
that's-
forth and everything,
I
but
mean, that's just a subscription on top of the.
Well, the package that that
Anyway, just
she's recommending, the benefits that it has, it tracks income and expenses, send unlimited custom invoices and quotes, connects with our bank, tracks GST uh, and the taxes. It has provides insights and reports of progress invoicing, manage bills and payments, track employee time and multi-currency in terms of that. But that's the highest in terms of what she's recommending.
Mhm.
There is a lower thing which is 328.86, and this is where we can discuss what exactly we need to go with in terms of QuickBooks, and then we can take that additional money that we're not using, and that's where we can shift it around to wherever we think we might need it at. But we do need to get QuickBooks to make sure we are in
No, I
sync
agree.
with what
that's
we're doing.
tracking the funds accurately.
So I wonder, Chair, you know what, SBDC, they give out like the QuickBooks, because I know I'm one of the beneficiaries. Like they set everything already with profit and losses and whatnot. I don't remember how many modules, but there's one module also if I were to hire an employee, and they've already I mean, everything is set. So I think for starters, I wonder if that is something that we can use and then navigate towards the QuickBooks Enterprise, because it would be different modules, I imagine, that we have to purchase. But like for right now, we only have 2 employees, so do we really need to really need to buy a payroll module? Now for taxes, what taxes do we really pay? That would be included in the payroll module, because it's only FICA that we're paying for for the 2 staffs that we have. So most of our expenditures can be tracked via a general ledger. And what's good about the one that they provided me at SBDC, there's only one input screen, but the reports that it produces, it's all the reports that's actually needed by a business entity.
Yeah, are you saying that SBDC? Because I just met with them, Brian Nicholas and another individual. I met with them and
Granillo, I think Fred Granillo. He was a CPA for
Fred, it was Fred
before.
Granillo that I met with, and
Yes.
we were talking about some things, and there at no time did they ever mention that they provide the software out. They said they'll provide the class to it, and I think it's gonna be in April, and that's why I forwarded to our district manager to find out about the farmers, because we can bring the farmers into the mix to do QuickBooks, but we at no time did they ever turn around and said they're providing a software out to it. Now what they can provide is
Dennis Mendiola was before
she no
Fred
longer
Granillo.
works there. She no longer works there. But anyways, what they can provide is a pre-formed program that deals with farming, but you have to buy the module or software, and then you can upload that program into it, so that and you just identify what type of farming you're doing, and it'll help you do this thing, because the information will be there. But there's no free program associated with them.
Oh, really? When
Other
Denise
than
was there,
providing-
they even provide a module for when or template for developing your business plan. So they provided those two.
You have to have the software already. But anyways, well, moving on, we wanted to bring up QuickBooks. We went to the far end, which was 2208. You're absolutely correct. We only pay, the only thing we're supposed to provide the employee, or the district's supposed to provide the employee is paying for that FICA tax. That's it. Other than that, the employer share, we don't provide anything else. But
Okay.
anyways,
So let me send you a copy of what Denise gave me because I still use it to today. And all the stuff that we're doing now, we can
I'm
automate
saying that
just, yeah.
we can't go to there and get it because we don't have the software right now.
No, but you're saying that we just do FICA tax? I didn't understand that.
Okay, so on the employee, the only thing we pay for on the employee
Yeah, there's
is
employer
the
share.
employer's share of
Yeah.
FICA. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We don't deal with anything else.
Yeah, and then we still gotta
Yep.
file quarterlies.
Correct.
I mean, would it be easier instead of doing taxes, just give them the full amount and just do a 1099 at the end of the year, then you don't have to really worry about it?
Yeah, that's
Actually, Director, that's what we're doing. Well, according to our mandate, we we pay the employees the taxes and we issue them 1099 and they pay their own taxes. That's what our mandate requires us to do because they are contract employees.
Yeah, so based on that, if they are contract, then you just issue a 1099 and then there's no taxes deducted, you just give them the whole, right?
I believe that's what we did.
You just give them the whole, whatever that rate is, you just pay them that rate and then they're responsible for filing once you get 1099.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
We need a payroll module, right? Because then we're not pulling out taxes.
yeah, we don't need the payroll.
I've already had me and Savannah fill out a 1099.
1099 is what we issue you at the end of the year.
Yes.
Right.
For your
Mhm.
for totals. It's basically like
Oh,
a
I
W-2,
see.
right? Instead of getting W-2,
Okay.
we're saying this is your gross and this is what we deducted.
It's the same thing what you did last year. Remember when we issued you up the 1099?
Okay.
No change. It's the
We,
same.
we don't even make any deductions, from our end. We just pay them whatever our FICA share is.
We're doing it
So it's
right.
simplified, yeah.
So anyways, going back to the NACD, we the budget has already been set aside in terms of how we want to deal with the monies. Director Castillo's online, which is good. I'm glad she's there. Can we go back to the appointment of a secretary position? Director Castillo, do you accept the position as secretary, board secretary?
Chair,
Director Nagma.
chair, we don't appoint, we nominate, and then the nominee accepts.
Yes, we are. That's why I'm asking her, does she accept the position of secretary?
Okay. So someone has to nominate her, so you're nominating her?
Yes, already. I just need
Okay.
to, if she can
Okay.
accept the position.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, sir. I'll accept.
Okay, so all in favor of the appointment of Director Castilian as secretary for our board, say aye.
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 Okay, it's unanimous. The ayes have it. Director Castilian is the secretary for our board. She has our district manager and our conservation tech to make sure that the minutes and everything is done. She'll just review anything incoming and decide if it needs to go to the board or needs to be action needs to be done on it. It's pretty simple. The district manager will handle a lot of the things and provide the secretary with whatever needs to be there. Thank you, Director Regis, for taking on that position. Now we have for 1 year at least, or at least less than a year, a board secretary we can deal with in terms of doing a lot of the things and guiding the staff in terms of that particular area of concentration. Again, thank you again. Okay, so now we're going into, we're in the budget. And as I mentioned, the budget's already been already set aside in terms of how we're going to use that money. Now, there's a recommendation that was done by our district manager in terms of setting aside 43,263. She did make a recommendation for the highest for the QuickBooks, but we can relook at that and then shift that money someplace else. But the remaining amount is $238,100 dollars. in terms of maybe for FY 2025. We just, now we just have to accept this with the understanding that we're gonna move forward with it, but also I need, because the original request was only for 13,000 for the NACD. I need the board to approve sending two members to any Northern Guam Soil Conservation District representatives to the NACD conference, with the opportunity to send more if we can shift funding around to support the travel to the thing. But I need a motion on that.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the district attend the NACD annual meeting, sending two representatives according to the budget line item, and as funds become available, then more individuals may attend.
I'll second the motion for the sending the members to the 79th annual.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor to send at least two members, and then as funds become available, allow the other members to attend the other Northern Guam SWCD members to attend the meeting over at what is it? Salt Lake City, Utah. Let's open it for discussion. It's seconded by Director Tanaka. Let's open it for discussion. Any discussion?
Yes, yes. So I think instead of, for the motion, instead of saying as funds become available, because I feel that we're contradicting ourselves by saying we approve for two, but we can shift funds around to send someone. So perhaps maybe we can modify it to say that that should the need arise, or should the board determine that more than two representatives should be sent, because we have benefited a lot by sending more than two. We have this partnerships and the connections, and I really feel that even sending our staff have benefited the board a lot. So instead of saying as funds become available, that should the board decide or determine based on the past meetings we attended and the connections and the networking partnerships that we made, then we the board can move money around or find the money, something to that effect, to allow for more attendees.
So for me, I'm looking at the motion and everything, and we cannot actually maximum send two individuals, but probably before December 20th, probably at the December 3rd meeting, we can determine if there's funding available to send additional individuals there, and we'll bring that up to the board at that time to determine it, because we want to make sure that we apply for the early bird registration. So that's a budget savings for us in terms of that. And so again, I'm looking at December 3rd as the deadline to report back to the board if we can send additional members on that. And you're right, we benefited from sending additional members to it, but again, we're only limited in what we can do in terms of what we have in our budget, and making sure that our programs that we're participating on that have federal funding match is also set aside and not included as part of it. So we need to look at it. An example is we just talked about the budget for the QuickBooks, and we may look at not going to 2208 for the 1 year and just go to the minimal one, which like you mentioned, we don't need to get involved in the entire QuickBooks action. We just have to deal with, and that's where we could shift the money around. But we need to look at that. The treasurer and the district manager will look at the budget and see how what we can actually shift funding on, and we'll bring that up by December 3rd to inform the board about it, and the board can make its decision on that time. But in the meanwhile,
yes,
we need to make sure we send the two individuals so they plan for it accordingly, or at least two individuals that will attend and we plan for it accordingly. And maybe on those two individuals, it can be one district director and the other can be the staff, because we want to make sure we send a staff and a district director, because again, when they deal with it, there's employees that attend that meeting, and actually we can bring back a lot of things associated with it, especially because we're involving ourselves in having another educator symposium and another agriculture symposium. So we're planning on having that next year, and we want to make sure that ties into it. We're also reporting, by the way, at the NACD, we're doing a report on what the district, our northern district, has done, especially with the educator symposium and the agriculture symposium, to the NACD in terms of presenting to them. And so we want to be able to do that, but again, we won't know until December 3rd if funding becomes available, and we'll have the treasurer and the district manager work with that.
Chair, just so I'm clear, we have a lot of needs. We just need to prioritize those needs according to what funds we do have available.
Right. And so again, December 3rd, we'll know, or before December 3rd, we'll know if the funds are available, because when we look at it, we have to look at 5,000 for each person that we send there. That's how much the cost will be, because the largest of all the costs is the flight costs. And so we want to make sure that that's there. Maybe we can also, if funding becomes available, we can ask our what do you call it again, advisor, they would like to attend the meeting so you can see what the benefits of NACD is to Guam and to the district in terms of support, because he's going to be here for a while, like, maybe years and years and years as our advisor. So those are things that we can look at, but we won't know until December 3rd. Okay, if there's no further discussion, any discussion? No further discussion. All in favor of the motion to send 2 members to the NGSWCD members to the Salt Lake City, Utah's NACD meeting with having a status on how much is available for December, prior to December 3rd, to send additional NACD NGSWCD members to the NACD meeting. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous. Okay, let's move to the next. Oh, aside from that, do we accept the recommendation from our district manager on setting aside 43,263 for specific for employee pay, the accounting, website maintenance, admin, officing, and other software. Huh?
Yeah, yes.
And then leaving the remaining amount for the on the budget, what it lists on what we're using the money for. I need a motion to approve that recommendation?
Make a motion to approve the recommendation for FY budget. Recommendation submitted by the district manager. Again, revisiting the accounting and book software.
Okay. Second. Okay, there's a motion on the floor to approve the budget recommendation by our district manager. With relooking at the accounting software and actually what the needs would be for our district. Seconded by Director Tanaka. It's open for discussion. Any discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor of the motion to approve the recommended budget recommendation for FY 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Director
Aye.
Revo, Stadium?
Aye.
Aye, okay. The ayes have it, it's unanimous. Let's move to the next item on the agenda. We talked about already NEC annual meeting and we did vote on that. Miscellaneous matters, there's no miscellaneous matter.
Business.
We already are done with new business. Oh, I already did the poster. What was it? Wait, hold on. There's something for miscellaneous and.
And then brain fart.
Oh, what I wanted to know was on this miscellaneous, and I need to know.
Oh.
For what?
The books, the materials.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Gentleman had asked me recently if my sons who work together in Guam Bus would consider doing publications for the district. And so I brought some examples of things they've done in the past so you can see if you think it's appropriate. One of them is a comic book in Chamorro. It's fiction, but it's the story of the first young Chamorro to play basketball in the NBA. This is for an English in Chamorro, and it's the story of what it's like to be a young kid on Guam after a typhoon when there's no electricity. Maybe most appropriate to hear are their flashcards. This particular set is on the birds of Guam. So it's in English and Chamorro with a picture of the bird. Most, as you know, most of which are now extinct. Yeah. And then a very popular item is Chamorro Bingo. And it's based on regular bingo, except that you're matching a Chamorro word with a picture, like carabao, and then there's a picture of a carabao. And you use like pennies, or we use macaroni as your pieces to fill in the bingo
area,
board.
The bingo cards.
Yeah. But I show you these, the kinds of things that they do to see if it's compatible with what you want.
Sounds fun.
Their specialty or their strength is Chamorro language things.
So who does the artistic work?
The writing is done by my oldest son, Michael. You might know him as Maguette. And the illustrations are done by my middle son, Jack.
Is Michael one of the in the museum?
Yes,
So,
He's the curator.
exactly.
Okay. Now you wanna bring up?
So we already have 2 artists working on the publications. Did you guys have any input for the publication draft that I had sent? You got all? I can resend it again for you guys to review, but we do need a Chamorro translator to be able to tell the story and translate but they're
Can-
mainly coloring books at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, this is I guess the third time that we haven't read the thing because you sent it via email, and we're for us
Okay.
we're like inundated with so much demands for review of things, and what we want to do is just send it out that please review. Can we put it on our a website where we can upload it, and we just go to the website, pull that down and review whatever we need to review prior to it, and then provide a deadline of the review so that we don't do this where we're coming back and say, let's look at it, because like I said, we're all so busy that it's difficult to stop and smell the roses. So if we can do that on a website, so we can just go directly to our website and then review it from there. But yes, we actually need to. One of the things that programs that we're doing is as part of the grant is we're trying to do some books and some publications that would the district is sponsoring, and then getting the artisans and the people that can the translators to become a part of it and make it localize the information. An example is on our educator symposium. What we're supposed to do is take a lot of the information that we have that the NACD provides for an education platform, and take that and localize the item to make it so that when they review it, when we send it out to people, it's actually discussed in the. I mean, we have it where our school can use it, our people can use it, And so we have an opportunity where we can contract out or hire Dr. Bavaka's son and have them be the one to do the translation into Chamorro or Chamorroize it to make it more local in terms of what we're going to use it for. And so that's what we're talking about in terms of us doing that. There was one thing I wanted to bring up as part of miscellaneous it was the partners meeting. I forgot to bring up that on the partners meeting that we're gonna have in November, our partners meetings in November 26th, Thanksgiving is November 28th. I wanted to know if the board wanted to have a kind of like a Thanksgiving dinner there at the partners.
Hello,
meeting.
Chair.
Yes.
I have a question about the translation services. Do we
Yes.
already have the grant awarded to us for that service?
This is part of the 40,000 that was given from the NACD TA 21.
Okay.
This is the
Okay,
reimbursement.
so from the agri-ability conference, I learned that on the RASUP grant,
Director Marlene, you got cut off.
it also and so the RASUP grant.
It's coming in choppy. Could you
This
type
is
it?
from the recent agri-ability conference. It also provides. Hold on, because I'm driving. Okay,
Maybe.
I'm gonna try to talk. Yeah. So on the agri-ability grant, agri-ability conference, I learned about the RASUP grant, which can also pay for translation services. So I think what we can do like a two-part. So maybe the beginning, just to jumpstart the program, we can do a small award, whatever money we have left, and then for phase 2 for growing the program, then we can submit an application to RASUP and include not only to Chamorro, because I remember FCAG did a workshop before, and they had the materials actually in Chinese and Vietnamese and Filipino and Chamorro. So then maybe we can expand it to other languages as well.
So what we'll do is we'll look at that grant and see what we can do to include that as part of our efforts in terms of doing a publication. And so that will be a contributing factor into it. Thank you very much for the information.
Chair,
Yes.
are you done?
Yeah, we're in miscellaneous. I just wanted to say that our board meeting, next board meeting is December 3rd. Our partners meeting is November 26th of this thing over here. And I wanted to know on the November 26th meeting, do you guys want to have a kind of like a Thanksgiving dinner there that we could just order from like
Where's it at?
here?
So the 21st we have a potluck, and on the 26th we have a potluck.
And then
No,
you're
the-
gonna have a family.
No, the 21st is just
God, there goes my 10 pounds I'm trying to lose.
We're still.
the 21st is just the district meeting. We don't have to have anything there.
I'm just, but that's what we discussed there. I'm just
Right.
clarifying, so I understand.
Okay, but on the 26th it's kind of like thanking our partners also that
I like the 20s.
and say, hey, here's Thanksgiving, thank you very much, and come and join us in terms of eating as part of Thanksgiving. But if it's okay with you guys, we want to move forward with doing that, having some type of support to the district for our partners meeting. And we'll just send out an
So shall we make a motion?
yes, we need a
But
confirmation.
That's it.
Okay.
So that's a dinner?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can bring your son and you can eat.
Man, if I don't have to cook, man, I can bring
No,
my
you don't have to
daughter.
cook.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we have a Thanksgiving dinner during our partners meeting on November 26th.
Okay.
Do we have a budget? Or, okay, second. Let's talk about budget.
Motion for to have dinner support for our partners meeting on November 26th, made by Director Revo, seconded by Director Tanaka. It's open for discussion. There's some money available. We just have to look at it, and we can just get from three three quotes and get, there'll be dinner available already because they'll have set, an example, Payless has,
Marketplace.
What's the money available we have?
the money available
I
from
will
the
look at it.
40,000 TA
I will
grant.
look at it and let you know.
Yeah.
I would advise the board.
What's
to
the
be,
location
fat.
for the
Okay.
partner meeting?
What over?
Okay.
Okay,
Also the,
Oh, Chair, before we adjourn the meeting, I would like to move into an executive session.
okay, so we're moving into executive session and can our two staff and our advisor, you want to sit in and nod that? you know?
I think you'll speak more freely if I'm not here.
Okay, okay.
Thank you all,
Okay, for him to
gentlemen.
sit,
Happy
so-
birthday.
thank you.